Hello everyone, welcome to another YouTube channel once again. Um, today's trade was quite funny, but yeah, it is what it is. So I didn't trade GU today. All I traded was EURUSD. Oh, I missed this. But regardless, I only traded EURUSD today, which was this morning. And what was my motive behind the trade I took initially? So first things first, let's go back to 1 hour. So you can all understand exactly what was my thought process towards this trade. All right. I woke up, right? First things first, I need to take out liquidity, some kind of liquidity, and then I had this low taken out below right here, right? Beautiful. And then the next thing would be to look for a certain kind of mitigation. That's why I drew this line here indicating this guy to be a demand or OB to be targeted. And then I scaled back down to, say, 5 minutes. And then I was looking for setup. This was the hardest part of it, right? So as the hardest part of it, looking for setup. But as at that time, I think the trade was clustering around here, like so, right? So what I was expecting or what I needed initially was price to take out this liquidity here. When I see a sweep of this liquidity, then I can enter. That was my only thought process. I think I sent it to my friends. Um, But yeah, that was exactly what I was looking for. So the plan was is either it takes out this liquidity right here or it comes back to mitigate one of these guys, like so. So that was my thought process. That was what I wanted to do. That was exactly what my plan was. And then I had a weak rejection right here. So it was conflicting at first, but because of understanding that I have about the fact that there's so much liquidity in the I side, right? There's so much liquidity here that market has to take before it even says it wants to come back lower. So I stuck with going higher, taking a bull market, taking a bull run, and yeah, I set my entries. I think this was here. Was it here? No, we had this. I think internally. Let's go 1 minute so I can. Yeah, so I saw this. Where is it? Oh, over here. So I saw this liquidity right here. I was skeptical at first, to be honest. So what I did was I put my entry here, made it three pip stop, and initially my target was this high, which was this. The plan was to take all of this, but 8 hours is quite enough. And for the time period as well that I'll be trading for, I don't want to wait so long and wait for price to react whichever way it was gonna. So yeah, and that happened. We had the mitigation twice, and then boom, CB it. So that was exactly my thought process. Now, but then I also want to analyze GBP USD for everyone, so that you can all see and understand as well how it happened, what happened, how it went down, and etc. Okay, all right. So we had a higher time frame mitigation of some stuff. This guy, IFFM mitigation, beautiful. That's all we need for now. Go into 1 hour. What do we see? I can see the trend move. I can see all of this liquidity that I drew over here, right? Everything is still making sense. Okay. What else do I need? This was today. What did I see today? Let's go into the 5 minutes to see exactly my thought process. I saw this liquidity. Now remember, when I see liquidity, I know the market is going to feast on them. The market is going to devour them all. So the first thing I needed to look for was a sign of a pool of liquidity or an area of liquidity that price would be interested to take out. And then immediately pre-London opened or Frankfurt opened, we had this sell-off to the downside, taking out all of this guy, as you can see right here. I had this. I was looking for mitigation. Sorry, I was looking for entries in all these areas, but I missed this. I missed this. I kept missing all of them. So that's one of the reasons I stuck with GU. But then it's still the same thought process. It's the same thing. Price would definitely take out liquidity. Look at this liquidity build up right here. Markets, after seeking to take out this liquidity, came back to take out this guy. And if you look at it very well, price is still magnetizing towards here at the moment right now. And then, I mean, on lower time frame, you can see series of mitigation yourselves, You can see where's your liquidity sweep right here. If this was your entry, you can go from here, your stop below here, or you can just use this as your own main OB from here to here, whichever way, and then boom, this is another entry right here. You have this, but you have to firstly understand that, okay, the price is going to continue higher, right? You have another mitigation right here. You have this guy mitigating this one, still the same position, still going the same way, the same direction, the same storyline. So guys, the reason why, one of the reasons I'm making this every time is just to make sure that you guys know exactly what you're doing, and also to keep the balance about, having conflicting interest because the price doesn't look ideal or going your way. The same thing with gold as well. The three of them, the same thing today. Um, woke up, right? So what? This is a liquidity pool because it's already a mitigated area. So definitely this all together becomes what? Liquidity. Does he have a gap? Yes, it does. If we zoom in closely right here, you can see the gap. Oh, it doesn't have a gap at the 5 minutes, but in a lower time frame, it should definitely have a gap. So this was the liquidity. Remember my rule about the fact that markets has to create liquidity before taking out liquidity, then would come back to take the previous liquidity that was created. So in this case, this is the liquidity that was created. We had the Asian high getting run, becoming an inducement. We had a mitigation coming back down to sell off, taking out the Asian low. That's the aspect of the mitigation aspect and its lives. And then looking at it again, market needs to create liquidity to take liquidity. Or then after it took liquidity, it must have created liquidity, and that's the liquidity of this guy, mitigating this, inducing this liquidity line, creating some kind of mitigations internally here, market sold off again. That's the aspect of the liquidity part. Now you also have the trend line liquidity that built up, the cluster liquidity that built up. That's look at that, look at it. All of this here we call them jagbajances. It's just rubbish, right? So all of this rubbish, all of this clustering together, we can definitely understand them to be what? Liquidity points. So this is exactly what we look out for, how we look for them. Gold now, I'm not really a good trader, but this is definitely the liquidity that was built up, or it looks like it swept the old low in this case. So definitely price has to go higher. So that's just the way it works, guys. That's just the way it works. And yeah, I think that'll be all for today. But remember, guys, please, 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 and please, don't just listen to me alone. Backtest, go through the normal channels, do the needful, do your due diligence, and I'm very, 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 very 100% sure you guys all are gonna definitely make impact in this Forex space as well. One strategy, maybe a pair, maybe two pairs. You don't necessarily need three unless you're good at, whatever it is that you do, whatever strategy and modules you use for trading, and that is how it should be, guys. So see you all at the next one, people. Peace, everyone. Au revoir.